Welcome to Chaotically Nerdy, a podcast made by nerds for nerds. This podcast is made by adults, for adults, and for children with bad parents. Adult language will be used, and adult situations may arise. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chaotically Nerdy. This week is me, Tyler.
And me, Jared.
And me, Ethan.
You know, I really feel like we need to change the intro because we've been really good about all of us being here lately.
You could go first, and then I'll go second.
No, I don't even mean that. I just feel like at this point, well, no, we still need to say who it is because not everybody, if it's a new listener, they need to know.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But I don't want to change it because my name's Ethan, and
And you just like saying your name?
no, I don't know what I would be if I wasn't Ethan.
My name's Dave.
Oh, God.
Oh, I like that. That's a really good joke. It's a really bad joke, but it's a really good joke.
Speaking of Chads, let's talk about this movie.
So the movie we're going to talk about this week is Barbie.
That's right. You heard it right. Barbie.
Barbie. Yeah.
3 grown men are going to give their opinions on Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it that voted for this?
I can tell you. Give me just a
Hey,
second.
somebody voted for this. I remember seeing that.
I don't know if I voted for it, but I had already watched it before.
It was, I know it was Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie voted for it. Ashley voted for
Yeah,
it.
that makes sense.
I'll tell you exactly who voted for it.
Did Logan vote for it?
Joda voted yes. Ashley voted yes. Jamie voted yes. And Logan voted yes.
That's pretty much everybody that would vote.
I was an I
Anyway,
don't care and a no.
Well, that's because you have to do the votes.
Yes, I do. You are correct.
Yeah.
So first up, our ratings of the movie. Ethan, I'm so glad it started with him.
Yeah.
What am I rating it for?
How much you enjoyed it?
How much I enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Enjoyment.
What else have you been rating?
God.
Yeah.
What else is your rating scale?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, whether it's a good movie or not, it doesn't matter if I enjoy it or not.
Speaking of ratings, because I'm going to cut you off before we even get into this.
Fair.
You posted all the stuff for the Pathfinder game you guys are starting this week.
Yeah.
And I was going to I give it a 3 and then like follow that up with, it's great. I love it. And then put like a /3 because
Yeah.
I remember we talked about ratings one time and I said like a 4
Yeah.
and you were like, out of what? It's like 10. Always.
Sometimes it could be out of 5.
I know, but I was going to give you a 3 out of 3.
Or if you're, the rating guy, the movie critic guys, they're 4 stars.
Oh, yeah.
Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, what it was the thumbs up, right?
Yeah.
So they have 1 thumb up each, or 1 thumb up
Oh, 'cause there's
from
4.
one of them, or they do 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
So ours would basically be 6 thumbs.
Yeah.
Well, because there's 2, 4, 6. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know how to do math. I
Do
just
you?
don't. Yeah.
I didn't think you were a math teacher.
Anyway, I'll give it
He's the son of a
around
math
about a 4, honestly.
Okay.
Which is probably higher than you thought I was going to
Is
give
that
it.
out of 10?
I don't know. I didn't know if you liked this movie or not.
It's between 4 and 5, actually.
Apparently not.
No, I have. It's not for me.
Yeah, we do that.
Like for myself, it's a 4. That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked, like,
Okay.
how am I rating this?
As
if
a
it's
movie.
as a movie, probably 5 or 6.
Okay.
You really jumped up high there.
Yeah, it's a middle of the pack movie.
Yeah. Jarrett,
I would say 6.5.
oddly enough, that's my overall.
Yeah.
First half of the movie, not even first half, until they go to the real world, up until they go to the real world, I say like 7.
Yeah.
And then after
agree with
that,
that.
I go to like 4 or 5. Once they go to the real world, like the pacing in it just changes, and I didn't care for it. Notable actors and actresses.
There's a lot of them in there.
Yes. Michael Cera, isn't that his name?
Yeah.
Who plays Alan.
Oh yeah, Alan was great.
I loved him. Like he played the weirdness so well.
That's
Yes.
Michael Cera.
I
That's
know.
not the actor or
Yeah.
the acting.
He is just weird.
That is true. And then obviously you've got your big names like Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. And what was the one who played the fucked up Barbie?
Oh, Kate McKinnon.
Yeah.
She did very well as well.
You know, you got Shang-Chi, you got John Cena, you got.
You can't count John Cena.
No, I'm counting Mermaid.
You can't count
Ken.
Mermaid John Cena, who was in there for 3.5 seconds.
I just love that. You know how that happened? How he became Mermaid Barbie? He was shooting Peacemaker on the same lot.
So he just showed
and
up.
they were like, no, they were like, somebody was like, hey, do you want to be in this? And he was like, yeah.
I hate that. I hate that so much more than anything else.
It was just like out of the blue. He's like, yeah, I love it. Sure, cool.
So next up,
America Ferrera.
All right, America
too.
Ferrera.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, the acting in the movie was actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, did you have any preconceived notions of the movie? Meaning, like, did you have any knowledge whatsoever of what the plot was going to be?
Not directly,
me-
but the overarching theme was pretty obvious.
The only thing I could tell you that I knew about that was the I'm Just Ken movie.
Yeah.
There's Ken song. That's the only thing I knew beforehand. Had no idea any otherwise.
Yeah.
The beach off scene was fucking hilarious.
It is great.
I'm gonna beat you off.
I'm going to beat you off.
I'm gonna beat you off. Oh my gosh. It was good.
It was like,
It was pretty entertaining.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would rather take entertaining stuff than actual plot in this movie.
In this movie, yeah. I would rather have the entertaining stuff.
Yeah.
And they went for a good while. Part of me just hopes that was improv.
There's probably a part of it that was improv to a degree.
Well, honestly, a lot of the jokes in the movie land really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of funny humor in this.
Well, and I
It's
know
actually
that
got some good stuff.
I know that some of it is not I don't want to say improv. I mean, I guess it is improv, but like this is way down the line. But Ryan Gosling standing behind the door whenever Margot Robbie's Barbie asks him out, and he like walks back into the Western doors, and you just hear him go, "Sublime."
Sublime.
It was like 10 takes of him saying different words
Yeah.
for that. And it's just great to know that he worked so hard on that. Worked so hard. He stood behind a door, yelled things. Next up, a good majority was so much funnier than I expected.
Oh yeah.
And I stick to the first part of the movie.
That's
What's
where a
that?
majority of the humor is. It's all majority of the humor is in Barbie Land.
Absolutely. All the humor is in Barbie Land.
Let me be honest. The humor falls off when Will Ferrell becomes part of the movie.
Yeah. Which is odd.
No,
You don't
it's
expect
No,
that.
it's not odd.
not that odd.
It's
anymore,
not that
really.
odd. Yeah. No, it's not odd.
Really, there's only a couple funny moments I can think of after they go back. And the Sublime yell and him just talking about how it's Ken Lane, like the whole talk about that was funny. And then them playing fucking, what is that fucking, Push by Matchbox 20 for 4 hours is a fucking hilarious bit. Yeah. The two dance scenes, they were choreographed perfectly.
Yeah, they're well choreographed.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert on dance.
Yeah.
They just looked amazing.
Yeah.
No, they were
Like
good.
it wasn't like you got a bunch of idiots out there.
And
That's
wasn't
what I expected.
And it
because
wasn't
was Barbies.
overboard. It was okay. It was good.
So here's watching it and seeing how they did certain Barbie movements and things like that. Like her coming down off the house was very like someone just holding a doll and saying,
Yeah, it's on purpose.
I know. So that's what I expected from the dance scene.
Oh, you
I didn't expect actual dance moves. I expected them to be like a fucking doll being moved around by somebody.
Yeah.
That's why it was impressive to me.
It's probably easier for them just to have a regular choreographed dance.
I know I mentioned Alan already, and it said I wrote down I have no idea who Alan is, but Michael Cera plays a perfect weird guy.
Well, originally there were two male dolls, Alan and Ken. Alan was the other friend.
Yeah. Ken's other friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His roommate.
Yeah.
quote unquote friend.
Yeah.
But that's always, at least that was always the rumor, the theory that he was the other friend.
I'm just reading shit that I wrote down that makes me laugh. Barbie's a fascist.
Yeah.
Batman 2. I wrote that down because of the Blue Beetle thing.
Yeah, I was like, did they make a? I'm like, no, that was Blue Beetle. What the fuck is he talking? I'm like,
It's
okay.
it's so common to use an insult of being fascist nowadays. Like,
This movie had some really weird political style points to make.
yeah,
And they were strange.
yeah.
Yeah. But Batman is also a fascist.
At least according to George Lopez.
At least according to George Lopez. I put that, the real world, I cannot talk for the life of me. Realizations like women do not run everything and people stare if you dress funny were kind of odd. Like they felt odd toned.
I think they're supposed to.
I know.
They're supposed to make you uncomfortable
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, that's weird.
But it,
because you're a man and it's meant to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the point.
well, it just more meant like, sorry, if somebody dresses stupidly, I'm going to fucking look at him like, what the fuck?
Well, it wasn't
Yeah.
like the.
That's the part, like, I don't care that men or women, I don't care who runs everything as long as they run it well. I don't give a flying fuck on that.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
if you're going to dress like an idiot, I'm going to stare at you like you're an idiot.
And I think everybody, whatever gender they happen to be, whatever race they happen to be, ought to be staring at that person like they're crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Just
Are
watching
you
him
sure?
trying to read.
Are you mouthing words?
I am mouthing words because I'm trying to figure out, well, okay, so I'm reading it and then I'm like, what the fuck did I mean by this?
Oh, hiding patriarchy better when a kid tries to get a job? Is that what you're reading?
Yes.
I also could not make the heads or tails of what you meant on that.
Okay, so here's what here's the scene that I'm thinking of. Ken's running around going like,
Oh, you're talking about the scene where he talks to the office or the business guy, and they're like, "We just hide it we hide it really good now."
yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know what I mean.
You don't know what your question.
I don't know what my point was.
Assuming that was related to that, but it was.
I'm just assuming that we're not actually hiding patriarchy near as well as the movie likes to make it out to be.
Well, also Ken's idea of patriarchy was like super, like over, super flashy and like obvious, like
Yeah.
I want to be a doctor.
yeah, and he was just like, no, that's not how that works.
Let me talk to a doctor. I am a doctor.
No, a real doctor.
Yeah. And then I put John Cena because, like I said, I didn't expect to see him.
It was a nice surprise.
It
It
funny.
was. It's always a nice surprise to see John Cena.
Yeah, because most of the time you can't see him.
I made that
Set
joke.
me up. Set me up.
I made that joke. Was it my sister? I think I made that joke. It was like, I saw John Cena in the credits, but did you see him in the movie?
Yeah. Yeah. And then I wrote Depression Barbie because she goes through a depressing state. I mean,
Well, that's the whole point of the movie is like her becoming existential about death and like depression because the mom is like.
Are you saying she's
Having
not
those
allowed to be depressed?
no, I'm not saying she's not allowed to be depressed. I'm just saying it was a thing that happened.
Man, you're,
Everybody's allowed to be depressed. Fuck, I'm depressed right now.
suck it up.
You got it, Dad.
Oh, you're welcome.
Did the woman rant? So I can't remember which woman actually ranted. I think it was the mom, to be honest, about trying to be perfect, annoy anyone else. Now, granted, I know it's going to annoy us three in here.
It didn't annoy me.
Oh, it didn't?
No.
Did it annoy you?
That one did not. The one America Ferrera did.
Yeah.
I think so.
That one did not bother me.
No, that
the
one was-
daughter bothered me.
Well, the daughter's like a what's the word I'm looking at? Like a
Punky teenager.
yeah. She's meant to be like kind of
Yeah, but she's
unlikable.
never experienced any sort of
Yes, that's the
any
whole,
sort of stereotyping. She's never experienced any of that because she's what, 14?
15.
Yeah,
15?
something like that,
Teenager.
Yeah, she's never experienced like any sort of
yeah.
glass
She's
ceiling
supposed-
stuff.
She's supposed to be a hypocrite in that
Right.
moment because she's too young to have really like experienced a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
that.
not how the movie played it though.
No.
No.
But-
No. That's how we can assume it because we want to like the movie. But that's not what it was. That's not what it was at all.
My thing was, I don't know anybody that actually like,
Talks like that.
well, talks like that and wants women
No.
to be, oh shit, wants women to be this like perfect little thing. Like,
No.
I realize that human beings are not perfect, and striving to be will make you so much worse off than just.
Can you imagine being around somebody that is perfect? You would hate that person.
Fucking
you would hate
Gojo.
that person. Yeah. No, I don't hate Gojo. That was
Gojo's
a different
not perfect.
episode. That's
Gojo's
a
not
different
perfect by any means. Yeah, but for time's sake, we probably need to bring him back a little bit.
I mean, that's up to you.
Nah, we can. This will be a short episode. It'll be fun. But no, to me, anytime they talk about how somebody has this pressure to be so perfect and everything like that, it's always put on them by themselves.
No, it's not. No,
Not
it's
always.
not. There's plenty
definitely
of people who
externals.
like their parents or their spouse or their boyfriend or their girlfriend or whoever it is expects them to be perfect. And it doesn't just happen to women.
Yeah.
It may at times it seem like it's happening to women more often because of like beauty standards and stuff like that. And they do have higher standards than men because, I mean, look at us.
Yeah, we're just.
Yeah,
Props.
I'm not trying.
No.
I'll be honest. I am not trying. And
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Us three don't care. That's why I'm saying it. Is because
But they're saying that they're feeling pressured that they don't have the chance to care, not care.
I
They
think
don't
that-
have the option to not care.
Yeah, there is like a real societal pressure for like women to like
Yeah.
put in effort.
I mean,
There is.
I
I
can
get
deny,
that, but I think that it's mostly put on themselves.
And she
there
mentions
is
that,
a measure of it that is a large measure of it that's put on by themselves because they're trying to match societal standards. Whereas there are societal standards for men that most men don't give a shit about, and it's fine because we accept that.
Yeah.
But they don't, and there is some of that. But it's like the whole thing where like you for the same subject, it's you can like people can deny the patriarchy all they want, but to some extent it does exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the beauty standards are that way too, and the standards on women are higher. It's just like it exists to a higher extent for women than it does for men.
Yeah.
And I think she does make the point that like women are some of the worst people that tear down other women.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
They attack other women.
There are men that do it,
Yes,
but
but
generally they are few and far between.
Yeah, 'cause-
and if you're
And nowadays,
if you're a woman and you're finding that more often than not, look somewhere else.
Yeah.
You're looking in the wrong spot.
Make better choices.
Yeah.
Also, on
That's
top
not
of that,
your I mean, I'm not blaming them, but you are looking in the wrong spot.
Yeah. Also, the flip side, not flip side, but another note on that. If you're with somebody that makes you feel perfect, stop. Or makes you feel like you have to be perfect.
Well, you have to be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because,
well, they're not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody
Yeah.
is perfect.
and I try to tell Sam, because Sam has this like ability to judge herself so harshly
Yeah.
and take things that other people will say to heart way harder than what like
It
Was
was
actually
intended or
meant to be.
and
Yeah.
so
Or out of context.
let me use this for example. She made 2 iced coffees one day.
Yeah, sure.
And she made them slightly different. We got a new coffee machine and she's been trying things out. She gave me one and I tried it. I said, "Oh, that's good." She gave me another that she made for herself.
You're like, oh, that's better.
And I was like, "That is better." And I literally said, "That's better." And she goes, "Well, take whichever one you want." And I was like, "Well, I don't want to take your coffee. You made it for you. Here, take your cup back."
Yeah.
I have not heard about how shitty that coffee is. I've heard about that every day that I've made
about
coffee.
how crappy it was?
Yeah,
Oh.
because I didn't take it. And I was like, "You made it for you. I didn't want to take your coffee. I will drink the shittier coffee, even though yours was better."
I think that's partially conditioning because women treat each other like that a lot. And you see it. I saw it in school. Everyone's seen it in school.
Yeah.
You see it in women and like workplaces and stuff. You know, I think that's conditioning somewhat on their own part as a group,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's somewhat on their own part. Now, not that we're not contributing in some ways,
There are
but
definitely guys that are like that too. That are like
Yeah.
super.
Yeah, but they're cunts.
yeah,
We don't care what they think.
most other guys hate those dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if they find out about it, because most guys aren't really paying that much attention to what other guys are thinking and talking about, unless we're in a situation where we're having a conversation like we are right now.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, I don't like worry about what other guys are thinking about my shoes.
See, and that's the other thing. Sam cares too much about what people think about her. And I've told her consistently, that she needs to live by the 3 F's. And she looked at me one day and she said, what the hell are the 3 F's? And I said, the 3 F's are feeding, fucking, or financing. If they're not feeding you, fucking you, or financing you, their opinion doesn't fucking matter.
Pretty true.
People will say one thing that she doesn't even, they're not talking to her, about her, nothing. And she will take it as they're talking about her and stress about it.
So like,
stop.
So I should start caring about what the gas station thinks about me because they're definitely fucking me.
I mean, oil companies, yeah, you should care, but you don't see anybody from the oil companies. So
BP, what you think?
They think drive more, give us more money. That's what they think.
That's true.
And then we've already talked about the Sublime thing, and 4 freaking hours of push.
Yeah,
That would be enough to make me end my. I was going to say myself, but not really myself, but end my mission.
Yeah.
Because having to listen to 4 hours of the same song would be enough to drive me insane.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the I'm Just Ken SNL skit with Pete Davidson?
I have.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just Pete. It's really funny because he even makes fun of his own ability to like bag these super crazy good looking women. He's just like, I'm a slob. I don't know. He's like, I don't know fucking how I do this shit.
He's
great.
like, I'm high on drugs.
Yeah.
It was great. But I'm Just Ken was great. It's a PG-13 movie. They should have actually dropped the F-bomb instead of like cutting it out.
A lot of yeah.
I know why they didn't.
A lot of movies don't even really want to have the F-bomb in it just for like ratings, so that way they don't have to like cut around it. They're like, hey, you know what?
It's unnecessary. It causes extra cost, a little bit of extra cost. So
Yeah, but if you're already in a PG, like if you already made it to where it needs a PG-13 rating, throw it in there. At the very end, whenever they take their land back, and she goes, "It's Barbie land, mother," and then it just cuts off.
Yeah.
Just say it. What's the matter? It'd make me. I'd enjoy it a lot more.
It'd been funnier.
Yeah. This part is more about the whole Will Ferrell and everybody else wanting to. Actually, no. This is backwards. I'm saying if I was in Barbie land, you could not get me out of that motherfucker. I would be in Barbie land for the rest of my. I would not leave.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, the real world sucks.
Yeah. You're gonna beach some people off?
I'd beach everybody off.
You beach everybody off.
I'll beat you off.
I hope not. I
You
hate
want to beach
sand.
off? We'll beach off right here. All right, Anakin. So now we get to talk about the IMDb stuff, which I wrote down in December 20th. So I have it pulled up actually.
That's probably not that much different. Really.
It's not that much. It's 1 point different.
Yeah.
0.1 difference.
Yeah, as usual.
Yep. So it is now a 6.9 out of 10. Nice. With 450,679 reviews. It has a Metascore of 80. That's the first movie I've seen an actual Metascore on.
No, I've seen some.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that the extra 40,000 was probably because it just got put on Max. The extra 40,000.
Probably.
That's what I'm like.
Because I still watched it when it was fairly new.
Because that's like a large amount for like months after it's been over, like 40,000 in 3 weeks. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a fair amount.
Yeah.
It did just get put on
I
Max.
did watch or scroll through these. The majority of them aren't like ones, so it didn't look like it was like review bombed. It was mostly like 8s. Like it was somewhere in the 4 to 8 range. I seen a couple 10s and a couple 1s. And lower reviews stated that it was too preachy, had terrible direction, and had a boring second half. I agree with the terrible direction and boring second half.
I would agree that at least more than moderately too preachy. I would definitely agree that.
Yeah.
I desperately hate political commentary in movies. It doesn't even matter what side it's on.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't want to see it because I'm there to watch a movie about a story about the people in the movie, not about what's happening in real life, because I get enough of that
In real life.
in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is called escapism, and you're ruining it, you fucking assholes.
So And Rotten Tomatoes is still actually an 88%. It only has 10 more reviews for the tomato meter and an 83% audience score. So it stayed the exact same as it did in December. I don't think it's a bad movie. Like,
again, not really a movie that's designed to appeal to us.
Yeah.
If you had a...
Well, I'll tell you this. Sam disliked it more than I did.
Yeah.
I've actually met more females that disliked it
Really?
than I disliked it. I mean, I could watch it again and probably not be too upset about having to watch it again.
Me and Sam watched it separate. Like, she watched it first. Even though I knew, I kind of had the idea that we were going to watch it for the podcast. I was like, I'll watch it with you. And she's like, nah, I'll watch it one night when you're at work. And I like had to go to work the next night. And I came back the next morning and she was like, I didn't like it. I was like, really?
I think there was a major problem I had with it. And it was a joke that fell super flat for me. And it was at the very end whenever there's like, you know, it's Barbie land and whatever. And the issue is resolved. And then Ken goes up, well, can we at least have a person on the council?
The Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, but maybe maybe a circuit court.
Yeah. Something like that. They made like a lower. Court.
Which is it's a direct reference to how women getting into court happened.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a joke, but with whatever just happened right before that, when they're just basically telling that they're going to create their own matriarchy in their world. So they're literally just setting up the same shitty system that they're trying to eliminate, what they're talking about trying to eliminate in the real world. They're setting up the same, only in a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're setting up the same thing. That's not how you solve problems. That's not how you solve a problem. You don't reciprocate. You compromise.
With that being said, they have no way of knowing that they're like no longer than Barbie and Ken were in the like. Yeah. Ken thinks the patriarchy is horses, and
yeah.
As he said, once he figured out that there weren't really that many horses involved, he's like, I was kind of done with the patriarchy.
I'm pretty sure like it's not horses because I don't have a horse.
I mean, around here there's several horses, but horses seem like a lot of work.
Yeah. Actually, Ashley her family has a horse. Yeah. My family doesn't have a horse, though.
I mean, my family did. I don't think they still do.
Yeah. Dad had a horse, like, when he was younger. Not now.
They're a lot of work. They're not worth it.
I don't want a horse. It's expensive.
They are expensive.
I've got 400 horses. I don't know if that's how many my truck has.
I don't know.
There's 400 in there?
I don't know. I just picked a number.
That's a lot.
Leave me alone.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Give me a second, because now I got to look it up and add it to the... This has to be in the film. In the film. God damn it. It has 395.
You're pretty close.
That's pretty close.
I thought it was fairly close to 400, to be honest.
The way my car's been running lately, I'm pretty sure it only has like 90. 90.
You'll have that on them cruises. All right. That will wrap up the Barbie episode. Yep. If you made it through this, I'm sorry. And congratulations, because you're probably the only one. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Deuce.